Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brenda, and in this video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, and I want to talk about the things that we are not doing in 2022. Okay, so stick with me in this video. I'm going to do my makeup and then we're going to be talking, so let's get into this video. Hey guys, so first of all, happy new year. Last year was it was a year. I don't know how it was for you guys, but it wasn't that much for me. I definitely learned, and I feel like I've grown a lot since last year. You know, a lot of things changed for me, definitely mentally, you know, spiritually, emotionally. I grew and I changed a lot, but I wouldn't say it was a very fulfilling year. It wasn't a very fulfilling year for me. I'm grateful for all the growth and all the changes that took place and everything that happened, but it could have been better. Like, it can be better. So I'm hoping 2022 is that year that will be better, like all round, not just in my personal life. So anyway, let's jump into the topic for today. So today I want to talk about things that we're not doing in 2022. Sorry, I keep looking this way because I have my mirror and then I have my notepad. Okay, so number one, in 2022 we're not playing small. There will be no playing small in 2022. And when I mean playing small, I mean we are not going to downplay ourselves, our skills, our abilities, like who we are, to accommodate anybody. Like nobody, zero, zilch. Because what happens is that after some time you start to neglect yourself. Like, don't dim your light for other people to feel comfortable. We're not doing that this year. Whoever cannot contain you at the level where you are now, and they need you to play small or to downplay your potential for them to feel welcome or for them to feel comfortable, they don't belong there. Like, they don't belong in your life. Let that shit go. Let those people go. You cannot play yourself down for other people to feel better about themselves. That's not happening. We're not doing that in 2022, okay? Because there's still a lot of growth that you're going to go through. There's still a lot of change that you're going to go through. You haven't even scratched the surface of your potential. So no, we're not playing small to accommodate any of that bullshit or any of those kind of people, okay? That's number one. Number two, we are not accepting bare minimum in 2022 from our relationships, from our friends, family, from our jobs, employers, business partners. Nothing. Because whatever you think you're getting now, or whatever you think you deserve even more, okay? So you're not going to accept the bare minimum or like start singing praises to people for the bare minimum. No, we're not doing that. None of that bare minimum stuff in 2022. Please, don't let anybody take you the idiot. Don't let anybody make you feel like you don't deserve more, because you definitely do. And whoever cannot like step up their game with you in 2022 and give you what you deserve or what you require to feel loved, whoever cannot love you in your love language should step out the door, okay? It's not by force. There are people who are willing to do these things for you, and you don't even need to ask why, because they value you. Whoever values you understands that there are things that should come naturally from them, okay, that you don't even have to ask for. There are people who will not even give you what you need or what you're demanding or what you desire, just because they don't value you. It's not about it has nothing to do with you. It's just they don't place value on their relationship with you enough to, you know, to do those things that you're supposed to do naturally. And we're not accepting that in 2022, It's not happening. Number 3, we are not procrastinating in 2022. Okay, now with procrastination, the bedrock of procrastination is overthinking. Overthinking is the killer of joy. So in 2022, we're not overthinking, we're not procrastinating. For me, I overthink. I'm working on it. So I'm not talking because I'm a master or because I'm better than anybody. No. These are things that I also struggle with, okay? That's how I even came up with this idea to make this video, because these are things that I have also decided that I'm not doing in 2022, and I am not procrastinating this year. I used to procrastinate out of overthinking. Overthinking comes as a result of striving for perfection. For me, I always want things to be perfect. I want things to be done properly. I want things to I want to do things properly all the time. I want everything I do to be perfect. I want to have the best results all the time. But I've realized that striving for perfection is good and fine, but it doesn't benefit you when you're not getting anything done. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to overthink it, and then you're going to procrastinate, and then you're going to keep procrastinating. Like, you're procrastinating your procrastination, and you're not doing anything. You're just there waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, and there is nothing like that. There is no perfect time for a lot of things. There are things that have perfect timing, but for most things in this life, there's no perfect time, my love. So don't overthink so that you don't procrastinate. Whatever you want to do, plan for it and go for it. Don't sit down and think of the pros and cons. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are things that require you to sit and plan and think of pros and cons, but that process does not apply to everything. For example, this video that I'm filming now, I plan to film this video since like Monday. That's when I had this idea. This is Thursday and I'm just filming. Why? I was waiting for the perfect time, perfect moment, because I had other things to do. But then I realized that, look, there's really no perfect time. You can either make this work, like with your schedule. This is me talking to myself now. I can either make this work with my schedule, with everything that I have going on, and just get it done, or I'll keep procrastinating and I won't get it done, and this week will pass, and then I'll have to add it to my list of things to do for next week. So you're doubling your workload, you're mounting pressure on yourself by procrastinating. It doesn't favor you anyhow you want to think about it. So like, just do it. Just do it. By my standards, by the time I'm done with this video, it may not be perfect for me, by my standards, but what's important is that I've done it. You know, I filmed this video. I'm going to do my best to edit it to my satisfaction. It may not be perfect, but I can now cross it out of my to-do list. So next week I can do something else, right? So don't procrastinate. You're only wasting your time. Next, in 2022, we're not neglecting our health. Yeah, we are not. Let me bring this closer. We are not neglecting our health. And I'm saying this not just because of the pandemic. I'm speaking like generally. We should not neglect our health, because we're all striving for a better life. We're trying to make more money, trying to smash new goals and all of that. You don't want to achieve all these things and make all that money and spend it on hospital bills. So we're not neglecting our health. And number one on that list of not neglecting our health is we're not having unprotected sex in 2022, man. The diseases out there are wild. Like, nobody will step up to you and tell you what they're going through or their experiences with sexually transmitted infections and diseases, but it is crazy and the numbers keep increasing. If you know anybody that works at a healthcare facility or a lab and you're privileged to get information about how the cases of STDs and STIs keep increasing on a daily basis, the fear alone will not even allow you to be careless. And it's not just about diseases. There are cases of unwanted pregnancies as well. I mean, we're all adults. If you're not ready to have a baby, or you don't want to have a baby, why would you make that kind of risk? If you have a committed partner and you don't want to have a baby, go for birth control plans. There are so many options these days. You can do anything. Like, the options are limitless in recent times. Don't do that to yourself. Like, no, you don't want that. You already know that you don't want a baby. Do the needful. Next, I want to talk about people pleasing. In 2022, we're not people pleasing. We're not putting anybody before ourselves. We're not neglecting our needs to please other people. We're not caring what people are going to think or how they're going to view us, blah blah blah. That is their business. It's crazy, the world that we live in. Whatever happens to you, everybody and their dads are going to move on. So you cannot live for these people. You cannot live to please people. You can't even try to please people. Like, they don't care. It may look like they do, but they really don't care. Nobody cares about you. You're in this world. Just look at your life like you are here on your own, by yourself, and just do you every day of your life. Whatever doesn't sit right with you, whatever does not align with you, I don't care who is in need or who is dying or who is about to die. If it's not for you, it's not for you. So in 2022, we're not people pleasing. Amen. Amen. Another thing we're not doing in 2022 is we are not doubting our intuition. And with this one, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself on this one. Please, this is not a professional makeup tutorial. This is not even a makeup tutorial. I just wanted to get this video over with. So don't judge how I do my makeup. This is how I do my makeup most of the time. And it works for me. It may not work for you. You may not approve of my methods, and that is fine. If you have any tips for me, you can leave it in the comment section. But this is not a makeup tutorial for you to criticize. Okay, are we good? Okay, as I was saying, we're not doubting our intuition in 2022. I've done a lot of that all my life, and it always ends up in regret. Yeah, because the truth is, nobody knows you better than yourself, and our intuition is like our guide in this life. Some of us call it spirit, or we refer to it as our spirit, or my spirit was telling me. That's your intuition. So if your intuition is telling you something about someone or a situation, then you should listen to it. I like to give people the benefit of doubt, but that never favors me. Okay, it does sometimes, because whether you like it or not, no matter how intuitive you are, you're not always right. Right? You're not always right. So sometimes when I give people the benefit of doubt, it favors me. Like, it helps me to not judge them harshly and be wrong. So do not doubt your intuition. If you feel like something about a situation is wrong, focus on how you feel. People pretend, people lie, people will do anything to have their way. How you feel, most times, how you feel is more accurate than what you know. So don't doubt your intuition on account of anybody or anything. I have regrets till this day from doubting my intuition. It will not serve you. you only have regrets, and those regrets are not worth it. They don't go away easy. For someone like me, I judge myself harshly a lot. So when I doubt my intuition and end up in a situation that I could have saved myself from, it's very difficult to come out of it because I beat myself up a lot when things happen, like contrary to what I expect or to what I'd hoped for. So we're not doubting our intuition in 2022, period. Next on my list is not asking for help. Not asking for help is a childhood trauma response. That's what I've come to realize. You know how growing up you ask for help and they shut you down? So now you're like, nah, if you need something, because you don't want people to say no to you, because you don't want to get turned down, you don't want anybody to shut you up or shut you down, you want to figure everything out for yourself. That is not being strong. You're not being strong. That is a trauma response. Everybody needs help, and everybody should ask for help when they need it, regardless of what you think the outcome is going to be. You might just be wrong. You might just be wrong. But to make this this process easier for you, when you need help, ask people who are supportive of you already, people who support you. If it's for your business, you can ask help from people who support your business, people who are there for you, who care about you. And also another thing to do is ask help from people who can actually help you, right? Is, for example, I'm a tailor, I make clothes. I'm not an engineer. You can come to me for help with engineering stuff. I may not be able to help you. I may be able to refer you to someone who can help you, but I may not be able to help you directly. Now, some people don't know how to handle, should I say, rejection or being turned down, or they don't like to hear no. It's not their fault. It's not a thing of pride or ego. It is a childhood trauma response. I'm telling you this now. It took me a while to figure it out because I used to be one of those people who don't like to ask for help. So I learned to do everything for myself and by myself, which is not healthy. There's a lot to unlearn and and unpack as you grow. You may not even recognize these things. Sometimes you need to see videos like this to put things into perspective for you. But when you come to the realization that this thing does not serve me, just let it go. Unlearn it and try to do better. Now, you cannot unlearn something and then just leave that space vacant. Then it gets filled with negative thoughts and negative emotions, and then before you know it, you're back right where you started. Learn to ask for help. You can start with little things like asking someone to open your bottle for you, asking someone to help you hold the door, little things like that, and just learn from there and grow from there. Like, it doesn't have to be anything big. You don't have to wait until when you need a huge favor to ask someone for help. What I do now, if there's a guy beside me and I have to open a bottle of water, I just say, please, can you help me open this? The truth is, most times I struggle. I cannot open it by myself, and I don't like to struggle, especially when there's someone beside me to help me, you know. And it's not a big thing to ask for. Anybody will gladly open a bottle of water for you. So that's a start. You can start with things like that, like little things that you can do for yourself with a little bit of effort. Start from there and then just grow into it. Take it as a learning process, and it gets easier, trust me. Another thing that we're not doing in 2022 is neglecting our spiritual practices. I know that in this part of the world, there's a lot of resentment and negative opinions about religion. A lot of people have negative experiences with their religion, but that should not stop you from carrying out your religious practices. What do I mean by religious practices? I'm a Christian, and if you're a Christian, then you should belong to a Bible-believing church. As a member of a church, you're expected to attend services and fellowships, depending on depending on how your congregation is run, or what your doctrine is where you worship. Now, being a member of a church does not necessarily mean that you have to be involved in everything, sweetie. You don't. I've had bad experiences, a lot of bad experiences, from attending churches and getting involved, right? Like joining the choir, joining the ushering department, things like that. You don't have to. You don't have to, especially if you're worried about having a negative experience or clashing with anybody. Another thing is, people are so gullible in this part of the world when it comes to religion. Everybody believes that, well, not everybody, most people believe that when you're going to church, whatever your pastor says is gold. Most times that is true, because a lot of men of God are anointed, enlightened, they speak the truth, they teach the truth, but you have to know God for yourself. Like, you have to do these things for yourself. The understanding you get from reading your Bible yourself and from what they teach in church is not the same. You get a different revelation of the Word of God when you study it for yourself. So don't neglect your spiritual practices because, oh, pastors are frauds, or church is a scam, or religion is a scam. Religion is a scam. Spirituality is not a scam. You cannot, that is not, spirituality is not a void that you can fill with anything else. It is going to be vacant. That part of your life is going to be empty until you decide to step up and take responsibility for yourself spiritually. So you cannot stop going to church because pastors are scam or religion is a scam. You are not going to church for the pastor. Know this. You are going to church for yourself. You are praying for yourself. You are attending fellowship for yourself. You don't have to go. The church is not a social gathering. You don't have to go there and make friends. You don't have to go there and join groups. Go there, listen to the word, pray, and leave. Whether you like it or not, the truth is we all need that fellowship. That's togetherness, even when you don't have friends in church. Being in the midst of people, like-minded people who have the same belief, who have the same intention towards their spiritual growth, that atmosphere alone does a lot of things for you that you don't even know about. Okay, tell me that you haven't gone to church and after the service, like, you feel lighter, you feel better, you're more joyful, you're a little bit more hopeful, regardless of your situation. If you've had that experience, please leave a comment in the comment section and just let me know. Look, there's a difference that it makes to our lives. So you cannot neglect your spiritual life because of what is going on in the world, or what you're hearing about churches, or what Mommy Gio is saying on Instagram. You cannot do that. So that's another thing we're not doing in 2022. Another thing we're not doing in 2022 is that we're not getting in our feelings. We're not getting in our feelings about our money. We're not getting in our feelings concerning our job. We're not getting in our feelings concerning our relationships. Success has nothing to do with feelings. And in this year, we're looking forward to success in every uniform, every shade, every category. We want to succeed and we're going to succeed. So we're not going to be in our feelings. You can't be in your feelings about your bag. You can't be in your feelings about relationships. If it's not working, pack your load and be going. There's no time to sit down and sulk and feel sorry for yourself. We're not doing that in 2022. Okay? Another thing we're not doing in 2022, we're not playing victim. Whatever happens in your life, in your relationships, in your business, Sit down and take accountability for the role that you played in that experience, in that situation. Learn from it and move on. There's no time to waste time. We are not playing victim. Somebody betrayed you. Okay, how did that happen? You must have given them access to you one way or the other for them to have you mixed up. So when things go wrong, that is not the time for you to sit down and start feeling sorry for yourself or start playing victim. There is no time for that. Take responsibility for your action in that situation. Learn from it. Set your boundaries and move on. If you need to cut people off, cut people off. If you need to communicate your feelings, communicate your feelings. If you need to address things, address things. But whatever you do, you're not going to sit down and say, oh, poor me. Why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep running into these situations? Believe it or not, you had a role to play in whatever that situation is. And I'm saying this from experience. It was a hard lesson to learn, but I learned it. There's always a role that you played in whatever goes wrong in your life. So don't sit down and play victim and be feeling sorry for yourself like you don't know what happened. The next thing we're not doing in 2022, I already mentioned it earlier when I talked about procrastination. We are not overthinking, because overthinking leads to procrastination, and the end product of all of these things is just stress. Intense, unnecessary stress. You overthink, you procrastinate, the next thing you know, you're behind schedule, or your workload has doubled, or your to-do list is longer because you didn't do things when you were supposed to, out of maybe fear of failure or fear of imperfection. So we're not overthinking in 2022. Whoever puts you in a situation to overthink should not be in your everyday life. Those are the kind of people and situations that you keep at bay, because what it's going to do is it's going to slow your productivity. You won't be able to achieve much. And this is a new year. We're getting older, so we're trying to do better, right? We're trying to do better. We're trying to achieve more, so we cannot leave room to overthinking and its fellows. Last but not least, we're not doing jealousy in 2022. Jealousy is a broad subject, because it's not like there are different aspects to it. You cannot be jealous. You cannot be wasting your time being jealous of somebody for things that you can equally do. Why are you jealous of the next person? Oh, so your friend is popping. Can't you pop? Don't you know what it takes to pop? Do it. Nobody has the monopoly for these things. There's no monopoly in a lot of things in this life. Your friend started a business, she's doing well. You can also start a business if you want. But sitting down and being jealous, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to add anything to your life. It will not take anything from her. Now, I'm not saying jealousy is normal. We're humans, we get jealous. Okay. My concern is when you start to act on that jealousy. So because you think, oh, this girl is always, whenever we go out, everybody is always over her, this one, that one, blah 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 blah. So because of that, when you want to go out, you don't want her to come with you. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Those people that you think are always all over her, and because of that, you don't want her to go out with you, so you want to slide her when you're going out, they will still not be interested in you. You know why? That's not where you're at in life. right in this moment, or I don't even know how to phrase this talk, but we all have we go through different phases in life. You might be at the point where you're subconsciously manifesting something better. You're trying to manifest stability and you're jealous over somebody that is attracting temporary situations. Are you insane? Are you insane? Are you on crack? Are you crazy? Know where you are in life, and you will not feel the need to be jealous of other people. Life happens differently for all of us. We cannot all have the same experience or the same results, even if we do the same things. So you can go to a club with your friends and they're all getting attention and you're not getting any attention. Sweetie, that is not a problem. It becomes a problem when you start to think of it as a problem and you start to feel jealous. Or you're jealous of a girl that is living a good life. You're just looking at her on social media. You don't know the how, you don't know the when, you don't know what she has gone through. She's probably been through worse things in life than you, and she's just catching her breakthrough and you are jealous. Or it might be someone who has spent their whole life working for what they have now and they're enjoying it, and you are jealous and you are just starting life. It doesn't make any sense. It's very unreasonable. So you cannot be jealous of other people. Everybody has their story, everybody has their journey. It can't be the same for all of us. So jealousy is a big no in 2022. We're not doing jealousy in 2022. Please. I think I've exhausted my points for this video, and I'm still not done with my makeup. I'm finally done with my makeup and I'm about to style my wig. I've had this wig for about 2 years. It's a 3-part closure wig that I wigged myself, but I only just plugged the closure for the first time today. And look at all that craziness. I'm going to be taming it down with the Cantu leave-in conditioner and the coral custard. So guys, some of the things that I mentioned in this video are some of the things that I've struggled with in the past, but now I have set the intention to do better, and I hope that this video inspires you to do the same. Whatever it is that you've struggled with in the past, set the intention now, and I promise you'll see results a short time from now. Thank you so much for watching to this point of this video. If you've come this far, I love you. God bless you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments and suggestions if you have any, and I'll see you in my next video.